the Church of Scientology is so afraid of?
This is SPTV.
Hello, everyone. We're trying something a little bit different today. Told you I wanted to try to do a video or two while I'm on the road. We are outside at the moment giving this a shot. I hope the connection is okay. We'll have to see. Guys, let's get right to it. The city of Florence, Kentucky last week seized, using eminent domain, 20% of the property of the Church of Scientology in Florence, Kentucky. Now, even though we're talking about the Scientology organization in Florence, Kentucky, this is the organization known in Scientology as the Cincinnati Org, which used to be one of the most successful Class 5 Scientology organizations in the United States, if not the world. And Class 5 organization just means that it delivers the bottom non-confidential half of Scientology's bridge to total freedom. So I'm going to share two short articles with you. First article is from November 17th, where they discuss the fact that they're about to use eminent domain, because I want you to see Scientology's comments in that article. And then the next article is from the very next day when they did it. They did the deal. And the funny thing is, they're taking Scientology's parking lot. They're taking Scientology's parking lot, or a part of it, so that the city can use it as a parking lot. And to me, I don't know, why is that particularly funny? Because clearly there aren't enough Scientologists using the parking lot of the Cincinnati Org in order for Scientology to justify to the city why they shouldn't be able to take the property. Now with eminent domain, they don't just seize the property. They have to give Scientology fair market value for the property, but still. Okay, so let's take a look at the first article here. Florence likely to use eminent domain to acquire property from the Church of Scientology. Okay, Florence, Kentucky. The city of Florence wants to expand public parking and begin a stormwater relief project in the 200 block of Main Street, but efforts to acquire the real estate from the Church of Scientology of Greater Cincinnati have been unsuccessful. And eminent domain, the power of the government to take private property and convert it into public use, may prove to be the only remaining option, city officials said. The purpose of this is to provide more public parking, and then there's some downstream stormwater issues that need to be mitigated. Okay. At the end of the day, we just can't get where we need to get with it. Okay. Now, this is interesting. At issue is a section of parking lot, not a building. Discussions between the city and the church began in 2020. The church is working with the city on the matter, said Scientology officials. Quote, "We fully support their project," said Olivia McDuff, a public affairs staff member from the Church of Scientology International. "We've always had good relations with this city. We're very involved with the community work, and we think the city's initiative on this is great. They obviously want to improve the area, so we want to be part of the solution on that." Guys, I don't understand. Hold on, let me switch the view real quick. I clearly don't understand how this works. How can Scientology be saying, we love the city's initiative on trying to take our property, we would love to be part of the solution on them taking our property, but we are somehow completely incapable of arriving at some mutually workable solution with the city so that they don't have to actually enact eminent domain? You realize that Scientology could have just done a deal with the city. I'm sort of getting the impression that maybe Scientology just wanted an enormous amount of money for the property. I think that's sort of the code I'm getting here, is we would love to be a part of the solution for the right price. All right, let's see what else this thing says here. Okay, the eminent domain proceedings, the eminent domain proceedings filing will be executed by city attorney in the next few days. We don't like to go this route, but that's where we're at with this. The city does own property that abuts this, where there will be an additional parking lot that will allow for additional public parking through and through. The city has no choice but to initiate eminent domain proceedings. Okay, okay, good. Let's see, I'm doing all this from one screen, you guys. Normally I do this from 3 screens, so bear with me. All right, now I'm going to share with you the second article where they did it. Let's see what they have to say right here. Florence Council passes 2 property issues, eminent domain on Church of Scientology. Okay. Florence City Council passed a municipal order at its regular meeting this week, directing the city attorney to file eminent domain proceeding for the acquisition of real estate. The property in question is at 283 Main Street in Florence. Let's see. This issue has been a 5-year effort to secure the piece of property. My goodness. Last week, there was a lot of back and forth between the ownership group and the city. We discussed this same subject close to a year ago. Council passed a similar municipal order at that time. We entered into additional negotiations with the owner, but they kind of went away. We don't like to go this route. I don't, and I don't think the council does, but that's where we're at. We've worked on this for months and months with the Church of Scientology, and we were just unable to reach any type of reasonable agreement with them. We have no choice but to initiate eminent domain proceedings. Okay, something just occurred to me, you guys. Let me switch views here real quick. This building in question is one of Scientology's new ideal org buildings. And I'm not familiar enough with the Cincinnati org building to know if they just did a massive renovation on the property that they already owned, or if this is one of the buildings that was purchased and renovated for millions upon millions of dollars. The reason why I'm mentioning this is because I promise you, Scientology, between the purchase price and the renovation price of this property, paid way over market value for the property they currently have. And they were just forced to surrender 20% of it at fair market value to the city of Florence, Kentucky. That is Scientology parishioner money flushed right down the drain. And it's hard for me to imagine, just as I'm sitting here right now, just thinking about it, what Scientology or David Miscavige could have done to. I don't know how they could have. I don't know how they could have had a better outcome other than just trying to get a better price. Maybe if they were asking for a reasonable price, a bit above market value, instead of probably a completely astronomical, unreasonable price. I don't know. I wish we had that level of detail. I wish we had information about this down to that level of detail. But honestly, this is all of the money that Scientologists have been being squeezed for the last almost 20 years to buy and purchase and renovate these new buildings. Scientology just 20% of all those real estate holdings seized. All right, let's take another look at it. If you can see, I'm bouncing all over the place here with my laptop. Okay, yeah, they said we have no choice but to initiate eminent domain. Okay, They explained that basically they're taking basically 0.6 acres, just under 0.6 acres, and the Scientology property sits on 2.8 acres. So it's just under 20% of the property. Let's see, is there anything else here? No, the motion passed unanimously. Incredible, guys. Truly incredible. Guys in the chat, please let me know if the audio sounds okay. My microphone's farther away from me than it usually is. This is kind of fun being able to kind of do videos from anywhere. All right, let's see here. I think we can manage some super chats this time. Karen McCourt. Aaron, very sorry for the turmoil in your life. I'll always stand and support you. Much love to you. Well, thank you, Karen. I appreciate that. And Georgia Burke. Hey, Aaron, I love your videos. Thank you, Georgia. Keyboard Warrior Chris. Did I forget to thank all you SPs and keyboard warriors out there? That's how I meant to start the video. I hope I didn't forget that. Valerie Boljak. Thank you very much. Wait, what? Thank you very much. And Karen McCourt. Oh, Aaron, never change. Your energy is so positive. Thank you very much. And Abigail points out that Mark Bunker mentioned possibly using eminent domain in a live stream a while back. Aaron, do you know any more about that? Have you talked to him? Yes, Mark and I have been trying to do. It's totally my fault that I haven't done videos with Mark recently. But once I get back into town, and actually, by the way, I don't think I announced. Mark Bunker officially got all the petitions that needed to officially qualify for his reelection bid. So, and the city council, the Clearwater City Council campaigns usually start in earnest after the first of the year. The first 3 months is sort of qualifying and raising some funds, and then the last 3 months is really executing and raising a lot more funds. So, me and Mark will be doing more videos as soon as I get back in town. I know that Mark Bunker has mentioned that the Clearwater, Florida city attorney has very seriously considered the subject of using an eminent domain. on some Scientology properties in downtown Clearwater. And I have not been watching the Clearwater City Council meetings. So I don't know what public statements have been made on that by the city attorney himself. But I'll ask Mark about that the next time that we do a video. Yes. And if Mark, if the city attorney of Clearwater, Florida doesn't already know that Florence, Kentucky just successfully did this, I'm sure Mark will make sure that the city attorney knows. Thank you for that, Abigail. All right, guys. Well, just a short 10-minute video. I feel like this was a success as long as the video didn't buffer or anything like that. This is probably all I'm going to do today, but I'll have more tomorrow. Thank you guys for hanging out with me this afternoon. Thank you, as always, to everyone who watches until the very end, and I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, if you want to see my rock and roll songs, click right on this guitar. And if you want to see a different one of my videos, then you could click right inside here. If you have subscribed or not,